Good morning. The Committee on Parole is called back to order. The time is 8:33. Today's date is April the 13th of 2023. Our panel today consists of Ms. Pearl Wise, Ms. Bonnie Jackson. My name is Tony Marabell, and I'll be acting as chair. Our remote location this morning is Vermilion Parish. Mr. Meaux, is there anyone from the staff at Vermilion Parish in the room with you today? Meaux, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Is there anyone in there with you from the sheriff's office or any other
Nope.
staff member?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Meaux, would you give me your full name and DOC number?
Dairon Trey Meaux, 54 55 99.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Meaux, this is a revocation hearing. I want to explain our process to you. I'm going to read your parole revocation questionnaire. Then I'm going to read the allegations that against you that accuse you of allegedly violating your parole. And I'm going to ask you to either plead guilty, not guilty, guilty with the statement, or not guilty with the statement. And we'll have a full discussion about the allegations. Do you understand our procedure?
Yes, sir.
Do you have your parole revocation questionnaire before you today?
No, sir.
Like, can we put that up? We're going to put it up on the screen for you. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature at the bottom of the page, Mr. Meaux?
Yes, sir.
That's dated December the 1st of 2022.
Yes, sir.
Are all of those questions, to the best of your knowledge, still accurate and correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready to proceed with your revocation hearing today?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to read you the allegations against you. I need to flip another folder. Mr. Meaux, on number 4, violation number 1, you failed to appear in court under docket BRM 64378, which led to your arrest on November 3rd of 2022 for 2 counts of contempt of court regarding the charges of simple criminal damage to property, simple battery, and resisting arrest. How do you plead to that charge?
Not guilty, sir.
Not guilty?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Violation number 2, you failed to refrain from criminal conduct which was evident by your arrest of domestic abuse, child endangerment, and misrepresentation during booking on March the 16th of 2023. A plea agreement was entered between you and the state. The charge of domestic abuse, battery, child endangerment was dismissed, and you entered a plea of no contest to the charge of misrepresentation during booking. And you were sentenced to serve 15 days in the parish jail under docket BRM 60387. How do you plead to that allegation?
I'm pleading guilty to the misrepresentation, but not the domestic, sir.
Okay. So basically guilty with the statement.
Guilty with the state.
You're pleading to the misrepresentation, but you're pleading not guilty anything having to do with the domestic abuse battery.
Yes, sir.
All right. And finally, you owed $1,512 towards your parole supervision fees. How do you plead to that?
I plead guilty to that.
All right. Mr. Meaux, your case has been assigned to Ms. Bonnie Jackson. She will conduct the interview with you today. Would you please answer any questions she may have?
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Morning.
Let's start with violation for contempt of court. You had 4 days on your had a court date, and a bench warrant issued on that court date, charged with violation in that court date. What's your explanation for that?
Ma'am, it's kind of,
Why did you miss your court date?
cause I ain't never get a paper in the mail. I was working, I guess, and I never knew I had to go to court. And I never was served. I never was served.
But they did include the, court minutes, and it showed that service was unable to locate. So, you are correct, they never actually served you with the subpoena. And, so I'm not inclined to find that that's that's really not service. So I'll talk about that. I want to talk about simple domestic abuse battery with child treatment, representation during book. I know that, the victim has recanted that statement, but I'd like to tell us what your version is. What happened?
Oh, I ain't gonna, I had drunk a little something, and me and my fiance, we were just arguing, and uh, and that was it. It was just like an argument behind my child, and I left with my child, or whatever, and and like my next door neighbors called the cops or whatever, but it was never physical. I'm not no physical person. I'm not dangerous. I'm not like that. Me and her been together almost 10 years.
So y'all been engaged for 10 years, but up to any kind of wedding upcoming, been together 10 years and still calling for fiance.
Yeah, I do, but we just ain't never had the money because she always wanted a big wedding or whatever.
So,
And we just,
an argument, what was the argument about?
oh, Lord, it was behind, it was being that because I had drunk and she don't like that.
Or you have an alcohol problem?
Not, I ain't saying like, I work now, I work every day, I work for the parish. It's not, it's just like she just don't like me drinking at all. I don't drink like that. I just chose that day to drink. And that's all it was. It wasn't nothing but an argument.
Now, there are a lot of alcoholics who go to work.
Now,
I said there are a lot of alcoholics who can still go to work.
yeah, I go to work all the time. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just saying. But I'm not an alcoholic though. Like when she just don't like me drink.
So when did they, dismiss the, child domestic abuse battery with child endangerment? How old was the child that was present in the home when the sentence occurred?
Oh, with presents in the home. So my stepson, he's 12, and my little boy, he's 6.
And, they dismissed that and entered a plea of no contest representation for book. And you got 15 days. That correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened for the misrepresentation?
Oh, I was just upset because I knew I ain't he put my hand on and I was going to jail. So I just felt like,
What did you,
I pleaded guilty, ma'am.
what did you do to try to book it?
Oh, I just didn't want. They kept telling me to get up, and I ain't want to get booked in.
Well, let's talk about your work history.
Oh, my work history is good. Like I work for the parish. I started truck driving, man. Like I know I owe on child support, but I owe on child support, and I know I owe my
Work is why I'm paying fees.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I just my PO used to come see me, Miss Jessica, and come tell me about it, and I used to always be broke, and she'll be like, "Will you at least play $20 there?" And I just failed to ever do it. But I work all the time. I always got a job when I'm out there, always.
Oh, stop talking, stop talking. If you
Now,
know that you require to pay fees, correct?
yeah, I know I'm supposed to pay fees.
And, I'm gonna read to you some notes from, the parole officer dated December 17th, 2021. It says this officer assumed supervision of the case on 12/13/21. The subject is not working. Subject currently resides at Sunbelt Hotel on Veterans Memorial Room 249. The subject tested positive on 12/6 THC, meth, and amphetamines. Subject seems to be unmotivated to go to work and motivated to narcotics.
Um, When that, I'm sorry, the phone keep static, and when that, what happened?
Okay. Parole officers make notes every time they have contact subject, time they attempt contact with the subject, they can't, they'll make a note of what happened. And December 7th, 21, parole agent Jason Nelson. Do you know who Jason Nelson is?
No, Jason Nelson in my PO.
Well, this
I
officer,
don't blame him. This sound on this is just atrocious. I don't know if it's because of the echo in his jail cell or if it's his fiance on speakerphone and not having mute on. I can't tell. It seems to not be as bad when he speaks, so I think it's the echo in his jail cell, and it's unusable, really.
assumed supervision of this case 12/13/21.
12/17/21. December?
Everybody, yes,
I'm not,
12.
I'm not understanding what you're saying.
I'm saying that the parole officer made a note in your file on December 7th, 2021. And basically, he said he got even assigned your case on December 13th of 21. He said, subject is not working. Subject is living at the Sunbelt Hotel,
Yes,
room
ma'am.
249. Subject test positive December 6th, THC, meth, and amphetamine on December the 6th. The subject seemed unmotivated to go to work and motivated to use narcotics.
Oh, that was it. I had just lost my job around that time. But I had lost my job for like a month or something. I always had a job. And we was living at a motel, me and my family.
Why did you not pay your fees?
Sorry. I ain't paying.
I know that's one of the violations against you, and I'm trying to give you a chance to explain
I'm trying,
why you aren't paying the fees.
because I was putting other things first than the fees.
Well, were those other things you were putting first put you back in prison?
No, ma'am.
Why were you
Just
putting those things first?
because it was like mostly it was bills and stuff. And we both ain't had no job and things like that.
Well, but you were telling me how you working so much.
Yeah, I do work a lot. And it just at that time, you called me at a bad time of my life, but I always work.
But you never paid. That's my point. You keep saying you always work, but you never pay.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I chose to not. I don't know. I just put everything first, then that. But I promise I'm gonna pay my fees.
And where are you working this,
Ma'am,
where do you work?
I work at the police bureau. I work for the parish, solid waste.
And how much do you make on
I
your
make
job?
I make $1,000 like a week. I mean every 2 weeks, and I pay 470. And I pay 900 and like 40 something dollars a month with 2 children on child support.
And how old are your children?
One child is 10, and the other one is 14.
And you have another child?
Yeah, I got 4 other children. Then I got my 3 children with my wife, my girl, and I got 2 grandchildren with her, and I take care of all of them. Feed them every day, put them on the bus before I go to work. It was just bad day, but it wasn't nothing physical.
And you've been, paying since November of, last year
What that is, pain.
in jail.
Oh, y'all been in jail since November, yes, ma'am. I came to jail with my work shirt on. Like I said, like I'm a good person. Like it just was one argument just messed up my whole life.
More than an argument, it's messed up life. I think it's a lot of choices that you made.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
So you said y'all have been together for 10 years.
Yeah,
I
almost
never
10.
asked her why she asked you not to drink. What happens when you drink?
I
Why
just,
she don't like to drink?
I don't know. I do. I guess I don't know. She just don't like me drinking. She said,
There's a reason. Do you
"No, it's
understand?
not a." Yes, ma'am.
What's the reason?
She I do dumb stuff. She said,
Like what? You got minor children in the house. You said you got a 12-year-old and a
"Yeah,
6-year-old in the
but
house.
I don't. I don't really like. I ain't no like nothing physical or nothing. Just like
I'm just asking though, what do you do? There's a reason she asked you not to drink. I'm just wondering, do you know what that reason is? And you could tell us the reason is.
I do crazy stuff.
When you say crazy stuff, what that sounds like?
Nothing violent, dude. Just like you know what I'm saying. Like
You get loud to the
I get
neighbors.
loud. I get loud.
You start
Probably
talking loud. Okay.
talking loud. She said I talk too much. Stuff like that. But it's just like loud, holler.
Okay. Because when you think about how much alcohol costs and you need, and the officer said, just pay $20 on your fee.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, but I had been stopped. Like I want like no like I want drinking like that, like I used to. I ain't gonna lie to you, like I used to. Just
Because
man,
I'm thinking our budget is kind of tight. Finances are kind of tight. So if you're going out buying alcohol, and that's what I'm trying to figure out.
yeah,
I want you to think about it, but you really need to spend some time thinking about that going forward. Because you're not going to be in jail forever. And how you make life so that because you have so many people, you have so many eyes looking at you, and all those kids and grandparents.
yes, ma'am,
Drinking might be something you just can't carry to your people.
yes, ma'am.
For a lot of reasons. All right, that's all I had, Chairman. Thank you.
Mr. Moe, you don't hold drugs, right?
Ma'am, sir,
You're on parole because of drugs, right?
yes, sir.
How long you been using drugs?
I don't really use drugs like that. I was selling drugs.
Never used drugs?
Yeah, I used drugs before, like just on like I'm not no drunk or no drug head like that.
You're not a drug head and you're not an alcoholic, but you drink
Yeah,
all the time.
I'm saying I drink, but I ain't.
Have you ever had any kind of treatment for drugs and alcohol?
No, sir, never did.
Do you think that would help you?
Yes, sir. I would love it.
All right, let's hear from Ms. Tanya Caesar. Caesar? Ms. Caesar, can you hear us?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you. Tell us what you'd like to know. Do you have something on in there?
I didn't hear you.
Do you have the video on?
The video, let me turn it on.
No, you need to turn it off because.
Oh,
when
I don't
you
have it
talk,
on. I don't have it on.
vibrates.
I don't have it on.
How about the audio?
I have the audio on.
Can you turn it off?
Okay. Okay, how I turn it off?
All right, now we can hear you. Tell us what you'd like us to know.
Dairon Meaux, he's a good man.
Better late than never, I guess. But it's like they only realized then. Gosh. Well, let's hope it actually stops.
And he's a good father. He helps a lot. He works a lot. It was just that day that he drunk. He hadn't drunk like that in years. And then it's like he just got loud. He started screaming. It was nothing violent. He never put his hands on me. He didn't put his hands on no children. He take care of them. He put them on the school bus when I work. He'll go to work late, a little late, just to make sure they get to school because I'll be at work. He help around the house. It was, like I said, it was just that day was just a little misunderstanding. It wasn't even nothing serious. It was just a big argument.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Meaux, is there anything you'd like to say before the board votes?
I'd like to say, I'm a good person, and I'm sorry about that night, but I got my children, I got all my kids, and they really need me out there. You know what I'm saying? Put me in jail ain't gonna help. You know what I'm saying? They got all kind of violent stuff going out there with children. I got football. I got my stepchildren. They ain't got no fathers in their life. You know what I'm saying? It just hurt me. I just I'm a man, I'm facing the fact, you know what I'm saying, about by me with with not wanting to get booked in or whatever, but everything else, it's not me. I'm not like that. I just want to be home with my family, and I could just start paying my parole and just getting myself help or whatever I need. Cause these little 5 months got me all the way right. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Meaux. Ms. Jackson?
Mr. Meaux,
Yes, ma'am.
just listening to you, I don't think you realize that you have a big problem. You know, if drinking changes your behavior in a negative way, problem. You also have a history of drug abuse. Now, sometimes what happens, people substitute alcohol for drugs. Stop using drugs, they know they're gonna get tested on the job, whatever, so they switch alcohol. And so the same addictive personality that you had drugs, you've just transferred that to alcohol. So alcohol is a problem for you, and you're in denial about that. You need to understand that not everybody but you are. And you're apparently one of those people, when you drink to the point of coming in toxic, and your behavior changes in what? Would you agree with me?
Yes, ma'am.
So my vote today would be to do not add a special condition of your parole that you enroll in and complete a 26-week domestic violence program and also enrolled in complete a substance treatment program. And your parole officer help find both of those programs.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm also gonna order that you, your parole officer is one of your being released from our spread.
Thank you. Ms. Wise?
Mr. Dairon, I do hope that you really, take advantage of what's being offered. It's gonna reorder your life. It's gonna really reorder your life. The job seems to all work with you, hoping they'll hire you back. I concur with my colleague, my vote is gonna be the same reason.
Mr. Meaux, I think you've got a serious problem. And as Judge Jackson pointed out, you're in denial. And unless you get the treatment that she's suggesting that you get, ordering that you get as a condition of your parole, you're going to continue to do the things that you do. You're in denial about your drug use. You're in denial about your alcoholism. You're in denial about working all the time and not paying your fees. Your parole officer a year ago said you were high, tested positive for drugs while you were on parole. I'm not sure if I'd have voted first that I wouldn't have revoked you, but I'm going to go along with my colleagues. My vote is going to be not to revoke, with the conditions that you enroll in a 26-week DBOP program, domestic violence program, that you enroll in and complete a substance abuse treatment program, follow all of their recommendations. If they tell you you need to go to AA meetings every day, you better do it.
Yes, sir.
And you've got, once you're released, you've got 1 week to report to your parole office. You understand all of those conditions?
I understand, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think he hit it on the head. I'm sorry about the sound. There's nothing we can do about it. I think it is the jail cell echo. One thing one takeaway I got from this is that he did seem to be very appreciative of getting, of not getting revoked and happy to do the programs. We have seen people that would get this blessing and just look totally annoyed, but he seemed to be very grateful. My computer just started making more noise. There, it's still doing it. How do I make it stop? And hopefully he can. It was interesting. It said, "You're in Mr. Mirabella. You're in denial about you're a drug addict. You're about your drug use. You're in denial about your alcoholism. You're in denial about your work ethic. You're in denial." And he does seem to be in denial. And hopefully, and it wasn't like his fees were a lot. What was it, $50 he owed? And man, it seems like he has it rough. He said he was living out of a motel room. And it's just, it was kind of interesting. It's like, she doesn't like when I drink, but I'm not violent. He's, well, why do you think she doesn't like that you drink? And I don't know. Because what was it? I'm loud, or It was also interesting that they got on him about being engaged for 10 years and not being married. His answer is she wants a big wedding. We don't have enough money for it. I hope he does well. I do. Hopefully these programs can help him. Hopefully, at a certain point he'll get tired and the programs hopefully can, maybe he'll go full board into it, and it will have an impact on his life and his family's life. If you made it this far to the end, I salute you, because that was a tough one with the sound and everything. And with that, I'll let you go.